Crazy scenes in the boxing world today, as always with our sport guys, as heavyweight champion of the world, Daniel Dubois has called out Jake Paul. What is going on?
Seemingly, Daniel Dubois, Triple D, who's the hottest man in British boxing at this moment in time, wants to face the problem child. And I can understand why, purely for money. He's obviously seen dollar signs or pound signs, so much so that he slid into his DMs and messaged the problem child, calling him out. Paul responded with a meme, as he does. He's of this generation with the ticket counter, and he said, "Get in line."
I don't really know what Daniel Dubois is thinking with this, but let's be honest, he's probably not serious. It's probably him just having a bit of fun and doing a bit of clout chasing. But have you guys noticed, every time Jake Paul gets called out by a real boxer of a good level, he always shuts it down in some way and makes an excuse?
Daniel Dubois, a heavyweight boxing champion, has called out Jake Paul for a fight. This sets up a big match between a real boxer and a famous internet star who became a boxer. If the fight happens, it will be a big test for Jake Paul because he will be facing a true professional. This fight could be an important moment in Jake Paul's boxing career.
But you can't begrudge him for trying. Now, for Dubois, you can begrudge him because he obviously has a multi-million-pound rematch with Anthony Joshua lying in wait. Calling out Jake Paul, sliding into his DMs, looking desperate, it's beneath him. And if this fight somehow came to fruition, and God help me and help everybody else in the sport, if it does come to fruition, it'll be an absolute fight.
Jake Paul has talked a lot about wanting to fight real professional boxers. He has said many times that his goal is to show he can fight well by challenging experienced fighters, not just influencers or celebrities.
The fight is a little shorter.
Because he's an old man?
Yeah, I like to go to senior citizen homes and just pick out my next opponent.
I want professional boxers. It's only been 3.5 years. You can only make a certain amount of fights happen. And the plan was always to fight Nate Diaz after Tommy Fury, win, lose, or draw. People think there's like this ducking of professional boxers. The next fight could potentially be a professional boxer. I'm just getting started. I'm 26 years old, and there's only so much I can do.
Daniel Dubois, one of the best boxers of his time, has openly asked Jake Paul for a fight. Since they are close in age, this fight is seen as a fair challenge that could show if Jake Paul is a real fighter.
Always shouting, give me Canelo, give me Tyson Fury, give me a real boxer to prove myself so you guys could give me credit. And then he actually gets offered a shot at the heavyweight title and he just tells Daniel Dubois to wait in line. And then he starts banging on about Daniel Dubois having so much more experience than him. I thought you were ready for these guys. That's why you've been calling them out, innit? And Mike Tyson had a whole lifetime experience on you sausage.
Daniel Dubois recently got attention for his impressive win against Anthony Joshua. This victory helped make him known as one of the best boxers, making his challenge to Jake Paul even more important.
I was here saying before the fight, I feel like he'll round it up round 4 to 7. Bro, Dubois absolutely smoked him on every level. He looked quicker, he looked sharper, he looked stronger. From round 1, AJ could not handle him, bro. I could not believe the levels that we were seeing in that fight. It was crazy, bro. It was crazy. Bro, the fight was about 5 rounds long. And Dubois knocked him down in every single round but one. Sometimes twice. Oh my God. That was so bad, man. That was, I don't even know if AJ can come back from this. It was that bad. Just look at this, man. Oh my God. Man, fair enough to Dubois, man. That's an absolutely amazing performance from him at 27 years of age. He's gonna go on and do amazing things most likely. AJ, I really don't know. I really don't know.
Jake Paul went on Twitter to share a message from Daniel Dubois, where the heavyweight boxer challenged him to a fight. Jake posted a screenshot of the message with a caption that said, "Man has been boxing for 12 years, has over 100 fights between amateur and pro, and fought on my undercard. But I'm going to have Nisa talk to Frankie Warren and get you in line for the throne. Unlike Artur, at least you have a few thousand fans." Jake's bold reply not only accepted the challenge but also showed his confidence in facing a skilled professional. Boxing expert Simon Jordan disagreed with the fight, calling the idea ridiculous and predicting that Daniel Dubois would knock Jake Paul out in 30 seconds.
Fighting for the legitimate heavyweight championship of the world. This is Daniel Dubois calling you out. Let's get it on. What is going on with that?
Easy
And as
money.
well as all that, Evander Holyfield, age 62, has teased online a trilogy with Mike Tyson, age 58. Mike, please don't go back in the ring. And at the same time, Evander, don't you either.
Well, there's a responsibility upon the boxing world to call it for what it is.
Yeah.
You know, we had some ridiculous reporting last week from people inside our building, Spencer and Gareth Davis out there running around telling everyone this was a legitimate fight. And most people knew it wasn't. Frank Warren came on last week, said the same thing as I said, we just don't want to watch it. I don't think it's a credible situation. He shouldn't be in the ring. If people, Tony Bellew was saying yesterday that part of the public are responsible for this because they're the ones that have the appetite. They're the ones that put 75,000 bums on seats to watch that freak show on the weekend that wasn't even a proper fight. So I think if Daniel Dubois wants to fight, I don't think Don Charles would allow it to happen, quite frankly, because I think he'd want to see his fighter on a different trajectory. But if you want to get paid, the one thing you can say about Jake Paul is the amount of finances that he's bringing to the sport. Serrano and Katie Taylor got paid an enormous amount of money because of the deals that this kid is doing with the broadcasters and the audience that he brings. So in some extent, from a boxing point of view, with the undercards that come on as a result of him being involved in something, there is something valuable for boxing there. Daniel Dubois would knock Jason Paul into the next life within 30 seconds.
Yeah.
According to Jordan, Jake should focus on his YouTube content instead of challenging real fighters.
Well, you would think, but we'd like Jake surely now just to go back to YouTubing, which is what he does.
No, I'd like him to go into a proper fighter that's at a certain age and get filled in.
You'd like to see that?
Well, insofar as I'd like to see anything about Jake Paul.
But why would that do any good for the sport?
Because it's not about doing any good for the sport. He's not interested.
Well, it should be.
Well, is it his responsibility?
Simon, you love your boxing. You know that.
I do.
It should be for the good of the sport.
I'm just giving you an example of the carry effect that he has. So there is an opportunity for fighters, because in the end, fighters are in the business of fighting for the rewards that go with it.
Former boxer Tony Bellew has openly mocked Jake Paul, saying he has made a joke of professional boxing. Bellew insists that Dubois could knock Paul out with just one jab, which lowers Jake's reputation as a fighter.
I just think, listen, Daniel Dubois is on a whole new level. Daniel Dubois is one of the best heavyweights in the world. He would knock Jake Paul out with a jab. And believe you me, boys, I'm not messing. It would just be an embarrassment. I can't lay any of the blame for Friday night at the feet of Mike Tyson. Boys, we all know, and let's not beat around the bush yet.
Yeah, money.
We're all getting in the ring for 20 million.
Yeah, of course.
Jeff, you know it, mate. So we can lay no blame at the feet of the legend and great that is Mike Tyson. And if anything, we're all to blame. All of us, because we tuned in, we had to watch it. I mean, for the ones who didn't, I give you fair play. But listen, I tuned in because I had to. I was just hoping Mike weren't going to get hurt.
Bellew also talked about the money in the fight, saying that everyone wants to fight for a $20 million payday. He believes Dubois is mainly motivated by money, comparing it to how Mike Tyson approached his fight with Jake Paul.
Daniel Dubois has offered Jake Paul a shot at the IBF heavyweight world title. Well, could you see that fight happening? Could you see Jake Paul getting in the ring with Dubois?
Jeff, I mean, I know the boy's got a great imagination, but I don't know what planet he's on, mate. He's just got to be on Mars or somewhere like that to even think about something like that. I mean, listen, it couldn't be sanctioned anyway, that's first and foremost. It's just, it couldn't be right. Listen, we've seen an old Mike Tyson there on Friday night. I was heartbroken to watch it. Yeah. I heard Frank Warren yesterday saying, well, Tony Bellew was a part of it. I actually berated him in front of his face.
Jake Paul is well known for his marketing skills. His ability to make a lot of money through his fights has made him a controversial but successful figure in boxing. Many believe Dubois' challenge is driven by the big money opportunity to fight Paul.
I mean is that this is not a real fight where they're actually going to go after each other. They're both being paid over $20 million. Paul's getting 40, Tyson's getting 20. And they have a tacit understanding on how this fight is going to go. Just like when Logan Paul fought Floyd Mayweather, and when Floyd accidentally knocked him out, he helped him keep going. That's how this fight is going to go.
Critics say Tyson was paid millions to lose the fight, questioning if it was real and making the controversy around Paul's career even bigger.
I want to know how much Mike Tyson got paid for that fight, because he gave his legacy away for Jake Paul to make a name for himself. Jake Paul wins against another old man. The most rigged thing I've seen in a long time. Bro, Mike Tyson got paid millions of pounds just to walk in every round. land no punches, throw no punches, nothing. Just walk around. Oh my days, bro got paid millions for that. Fair play, fair play. Mike Tyson's the real winner here, because if you're fighting a 50-plus-year-old man, hyping it up and all that, then you be crazy. Now Jake Paul is gonna flex. Oh yeah, this is corrupt, Rick. Netflix, bro, their first ever big stream is the most rigged thing I've seen. The most scripted and rigged thing I've seen. I don't even know if I want to watch Netflix events anymore. Everyone stayed up for this crap.
The rules of the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight were heavily criticized for seeming to favor Jake. This has led to more accusations that Paul's fights are set up to make sure he wins.
Like it was a setup. But when Trick Daddy Dollars posted this on Instagram, it really just confirmed and solidified everything. So, Trick Daddy Dollars posted this on Instagram, and I'm going to read it to social media. So, it says the rules for the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight are designed to favor Jake Paul. These include favorable to Jake Paul. The contract will incentivize Mike Tyson to lose and give Jake Paul an opportunity to choose himself as a winner. The first stipulation in the contract will punish Tyson for knocking out Jake because he is paid on a sliding scale per round. Sorry. If Tyson knocks Jake out in the first round, he would receive no money. If he knocks him out in the second round, he would only make a small amount of cash. For Tyson to make the most money, he needs to survive all 8 rounds, which means avoiding knocking
After the
Jake
Tyson fight,
Paul out.
Jake Paul said it was the biggest fight in history, bragging about the huge audience of 1.8 million. His statement made people believe the fight was more about getting views than showing his boxing skills.
But yeah, biggest live gate, 18.1 millions in U.S. boxing history outside of Las Vegas. A phenomenal night. I'm sorry I didn't knock him out though, guys.
Shut the fuck up. It was
really
crazy when
sorry.
we talked about this. I told him you were gonna say some dumb shit. You did the right thing at the end. You bowed. You kept it classy. You was wobbled. You did your thing. You didn't get greedy.
Yeah, after I seen him a little bit tired, I didn't want to put too much hurt on him, but I wanted the fans to get a good experience. People were saying like, oh, you wobbled or all this stuff, but I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I didn't feel fucking anything. And same with his punches. I think he landed like some half punches, but full punches he only landed like 2, and I don't know, my chin is really, really good. It's kind of scary. It's like a good and bad thing, like being able to take a lot of punches.
Zero nerves in there from the jump.
Like just, I wouldn't say even nerves, just like the proper amount of excited energy.
Man. Dillian White laughed at the idea of Jake Paul fighting Daniel Dubois, but he admitted he likes Jake. However, White thinks the situation has become ridiculous and that the fight is not a real contest.
Daniel Dubois has challenged Jake Paul, if you like, to a fight. How would you see that going?
You know what? I like Jake Paul. I like what he's doing for boxing, but this is getting ridiculous now. And obviously, I can understand why Daniel would challenge him, because it'd be Daniel's biggest payday so far. As funny as it may seem, considering he's the world champion, Jake Paul is a YouTuber. It'd be Daniel's biggest payday. I get it, and he'll get murdered.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's the truth, isn't it? He's not going to get in with a proper boxer, is he? A proper professional at the moment.
No, as a heavyweight champion, Daniel Dubois has much more experience than Jake Paul. Fans and critics are doubtful about Jake's chances against a skilled fighter like Dubois, pointing out the big difference in skill and experience. One common criticism of Jake Paul is that he avoids fights with real boxers like Dubois. Many think he makes excuses to avoid challenges from true fighters, which makes people question his credibility in the sport.
And I was in complete shock at how the fight played out. I just did not expect Anthony Joshua to get clipped as many times as he did. And to be honest with you, Daniel Dubois came out like a man on a mission. What a performance.
My name is Daniel Dubois, and this is my perfect boxer.
Footwork.
Ali, Muhammad Ali.
Speed.
I'm gonna pick a weird kind of guys, but Manny Pacquiao, Mike Tyson.
Power.
Mike Tyson.
Jab.
Lennox Lewis.
Chin.
Marvin Hagler.
Boxing IQ.
Boxing IQ. Floyd Mayweather.
Trash talk.
He's a bit of trash talk, bro. Brooklyn boys know how to trash talk, so Floyd Mayweather.
Finally, ring walk.
Yeah, Prince Nazim, that's it.
Former boxer Carl Froch called the fight awful and criticized the performances of both fighters. Known for his honest opinions, Froch showed frustration with how the fight went and its effect on boxing.
Talk about how this fight went. Listen, it was an anticlimax. It didn't live up to the expectations of what it was built up to be. I mean, it was crap, wasn't it? Let's be honest. The fight itself was awful. Did Jake Paul take his time? I don't know. But all I saw from the beginning, well, let's go right back to the beginning. Let's go back to the ring walk. I was in that stadium when Canelo Alvarez defended against Billy Joe Saunders. And it's a massive place, brilliant venue, beautiful crowd was there. I think there was, last night, I think there was 72,000, not quite the big 80, was there? But it was a big crowd, so they turned up. They turned up to watch a fight between iconic master Mike Tyson, and obviously there's a lot of fans of Jake Paul. They want to see Jake Paul, but I feel like Jake Paul's the bad guy. Jake Paul's the enemy. Jake Paul's the guy that everybody wants to see get knocked out. And the bag work that he was doing, and the clips on the build-up, like, you just feel like he couldn't get anything going. Did he hold back himself? Did Mike Tyson not really try? Did he get in there and follow a script? Well, don't actually hit Jake Paul on the chin with a big shot, because you might just knock him out and ruin the whole fucking script and ruin the whole Jake Paul story, the big con that is Jake Paul. So maybe that happened, maybe it didn't, but Jake Paul didn't really get anything going. He was almost fighting scared. He came into the ring walk into that big stadium, and what was it, a Chevrolet or a Cadillac? It was a big gas-guzzling American car. It looked good, he looked cool, he looked a bit nervous, but he looked cool in his car. His brother was there, Logan Paul, all the glitz and glam, the music, the pyrotechnics, the whole build-up to this show was fantastic. It was enjoyable. But unfortunately, when the both guys, the reason I'm not talking about the fight, because there's nothing to really talk about, the fight was absolutely hopeless.
The fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul grabbed attention worldwide, not just for the entertainment, but also for the historical importance of having two famous figures from different generations in the ring.
Largest event in the history of boxing. I think we can all agree, especially the purist boxing fans, that Mike Tyson is the reason that this event is as big as it is. 21 years old, he made history in boxing. 58 years old, he's made history in boxing. And throughout his entire life, he's been the focal point and the living legend here of boxing. I mean, that doesn't take away anything from what Jake Paul has brought, but you need a dance partner, and there isn't one as big as Mike Tyson. We're very proud of, I think I can, on behalf of head coach Billy White, Coach Raphael, that we're very proud of Mike's his determination throughout camp. I mean, we all remember Mike Tyson, especially if you guys are our age. And of course, we've been with Billy for 45 years. You remember him as the killer, the menace, and you get to see the pads and you see, just how amazing he is. And we're very proud of him. But, he is a 58-year-old man that has been in the gym.
One interesting thing about the Tyson-Paul fight was how predictions were made before the match even ended. Critics say that Google's prediction algorithm, which favored Jake Paul, suggested the fight might have been planned.
36 hours before the fight happened? Now, like I said in that video, maybe it was a glitch, maybe it was a coincidence, maybe it was AI just making a guess. But somehow, the accurate results of the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight were available to everyone on Google a couple days before. This whole thing just seemed strange to me, but I'm not saying it was predetermined or anything like that. I'm just still wondering how Google could have fight results before the fight happened. Let me know your opinion on the fight if you watched it, and the whole situation with Google having the results about 2 days before. And let me know in the comment section. Shabadoo!
Adding to the drama, rapper and entrepreneur Drake placed a huge $355,000 bet on Mike Tyson to win. This move got a lot of attention and sparked more debates about the fight's legitimacy and commercial appeal. Do you think Jake Paul has what it takes to fight a heavyweight champion like Daniel Dubois, or is this fight just another controversial part of his career?
I mean, even the numbers aren't even making sense. Like, somebody explain this to me, please. I bet Natalie Nunn on the phone right now trying to get Taylor and Serrano on the next season of Baddies. Cedric the Entertainer was giving bottle of perfume. Cologne was giving Ferrero Rocher. It looked like he sold frankincense and myrrh. But yeah, honestly, this was a waste of time. I know Mike just wanted the bag, but you could have said no to this, for real. I really wanted us to get our lick back from that election, but it's cool. Just know, don't try it. Don't try it. I'm just glad he didn't get knocked out. And I feel like Jay could have did it, but he respected him, so I respect that. And if you in your 20s or 30s and you struggling to run a lap on the track, don't say nothing about Mike.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.